Hundreds of inner Sydney residents, they have spent a second night locked out of their high-rise apartment complex. Engineers are checking the structural integrity of the Mascot units, but there's no indication when people will be allowed back in.
A Friday night that will be hard to forget.
I already sleep and then they just, come on, we have to evacuate. Yeah, so all of my roommate like, come on, evacuate. And then building manager come up and then you have just 2 minutes from now.
Residents of the Mascot Towers finding out by email they had to evacuate their homes immediately after cracks appeared in the unit block. The building engineer has carried out a site inspection regarding cracking in the transfer slab beams supporting the primary building corner. Following this, the engineer has raised concerns over the safety of residents in the building.
We had seen a notice in the elevators that it might be evacuated and it might happen pretty quickly. But then we didn't really know last night what the go was. Long-time
resident Matthew Harris has lived here since the complex was built.
I was hoping they'd let me back in this morning, but the security guards here are stopping that. I don't know if I'll be allowed back in days, weeks, months or even a year. They don't know if they have a way of fixing the building, so if they don't know how they're going to fix it, they can't tell us how long it's going to take. So I've effectively become homeless.
John Higgins, the man who sold Mascot Towers and manages several of the units, is trying to determine what's going on before he calls his tenants.
To my knowledge, you've got the water table about 2.5 metres underground here. So they've been dewatering for the last year and a half. And if they stopped the pumps and turned off the dewatering, it might have unstabilised the area. I don't know.
The situation is eerily similar to the Opal Tower emergency evacuation on Christmas Eve, prompting Engineers Australia to call for changes in the building and construction sector.
You're always going to pick someone who's always going to sign off and you're the one paying them, so they're always going to sign off. The whole system is just ridiculous.
I would prefer a government authority like a council who's at least accountable for being able to monitor the construction quality of buildings. And I think until we go back to that, we're always going to have, some concern.
Residents have been coming by asking to get items from their apartments, but they've been refused entry by security. Engineers are trying to determine when and if the building will be deemed safe. In the meantime, displaced residents are trying to find somewhere to stay. Stella Todorovic, Sky News, Sydney.